love, and light, everyone, and welcome to the Black View. I am your host, Sherry Soul. To my right is Minister Taharka Shakur, Brenda Robinson, and to my left is Chicago's own, the legendary sax preacher. The Black View does not claim to speak for every black person, but we do have something to say about what's going on in our homes, cities, states, and communities, and the whole country. So let's get started, y'all. Y'all ready? Wonderful. But not to be a downer, I wanted to talk about a very serious subject: child abductions, human trafficking, at an alarming rate right now. Guys, it's an epidemic. I'm seeing it all over the screen. I mean, no matter where I go, I'm hearing about another sister being missing, another child, even brothers are being missing. And this is something that's going on all around the world. So I do not want to take away from other people that are missing. But right now in our communities, it's at an alarming rate, and it's scary. It's scary. I'm wondering, what is it? Is there something going on behind this? Is there an agenda? We are all wondering that. Because why? Man, that's what people are saying.
That's a really good point. When you really think about all the missing women that have been missing that we can't get a count of. I know when we were talking, we were having a conversation about how many people we personally know missing. Like I can account, I personally have no idea if any of my family members have been missing, any close friends. So I personally went and asked my Facebook followers, like, do y'all know anyone? And I was so alarmed by the different stories that I kept on hearing. People personally knowing people missing, their aunties, their daughters, their granddaughters, just coming up missing without a case. Now when we ask, like, what's the cause of it? There's a lot of different causes, I personally believe. You know, we got that white van situation of the white vans just randomly popping up. Then you also have, when it comes to, I know we might talk about it another time, but domestic violence. You never know in the home if a woman goes missing out of nowhere. Because that was one of the ones that came to me. She was like, I haven't heard from my daughter in months. And I was like, wow. She said, yeah, the last time I talked to her, she was talking about her abusive husband. You know, that is another thing. Then when children go missing, sometimes it's the parents that make their children disappear.
Yeah, they're taking their child away from the other parent.
Yes.
And I heard sax preachers say they're taking those organs.
Absolutely.
So we have two things going on here. We know that there's sex trafficking. They're taking girls for sex. But that organ thing, I believe that's part of them taking them too. I don't think it's only for the sex trafficking. I think that is a big thing. I think they used to do that in other countries more, and now, well, our country is open to everybody, so now everybody's over here doing it, And I think they put on the news, what was the number last week we talked about? 600 and something?
62,000.
Was it thousands?
Yeah.
Yes, thousands.
Okay.
Well, and that's the reaction we're getting right now, because it's unfathomable. We're still trying to figure out if there's that many people that are missing, how many people have someone in their family that's missing.
Right, that's why we asked the question.
That's why I presented that question.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you what my concern is, though. Why isn't there an all-out hunt? You look at the movies and somebody's missing. They get the dogs, they get the sheriff, they get the townspeople, they go through the woods, they go all in people's houses, they be digging out, looking under everywhere. You don't see that. It's almost as if because it's black lives, it don't matter.
Right.
But is it only black lives though?
They talking about 62,000 black people.
Okay, so was it? I wonder, because I know on the television I saw all black people. I thought that was just for us, for in our community. But I'm sure that there's some other races that are missing.
I mean, it absolutely is.
You might get those little stories. I was having a conversation with my mother's a house parent, and she gets a lot of different foster children. I was having a conversation. One of her young men, he's really into mysteries, and one of the biggest mysteries is all the people that go missing in parks, like those big national reserve parks, and those stories. That's just white kids walking in the forest and getting lost, or somebody in the middle of the woods grabbing and snatching them. But when we talk about what's happening in our community, we're talking about, again, there was a story, like, I wish I can find the story, but a sister was talking about how she was at a gas station and she was pumping her gas and she seen these two white vans pull up, grab a woman, snatch her, put her inside of the vehicle.
Yes.
She started honking her horn. The gas clerk came out with a gun, started shooting. The police came. They found 5 other black women inside of that van.
That's right.
Wow.
So, guys, that's a real thing. That's
And
something
they gotta
that
be
you
keeping
cannot.
them somewhere.
Yes,
That's what
absolutely.
I'm saying. It ain't like they go poof in the air.
So apparently,
They're
right
somewhere,
now,
probably
yes.
right in the neighborhood under our nose.
Oh, and that's why we got to be watching. Everybody needs to watch, fight, and pray. And one thing that we've been that has been brought to our attention is people not doing enough of that, not being aware enough, and not understanding that that as much as you protect yourself, it's going to reflect on how your actions, pretty much. You know, so if there's girls and you're out here at like 2, 3 in the morning, and you don't have anybody with you, you have to recognize that that's a very scary thing because people are out here. The predators are out here.
Yes.
And the predators are watching everything you do.
Yes.
And they're watching who's not watching their children and who's not watching themselves or whoever else. And there was another thing I wanted to bring up.
Why you think about another good point is social media
Yes.
is a big place for stalkers,
Oh, yes.
traffickers to look.
Come on.
And with us checking in at every place and every party that we at, that was something somebody said. Stop checking in when you go to a certain party.
Right.
Stop letting people know that you at where you at. You know, I was
That is
watching
true.
something a while ago and it was
Facebook,
talking
all of it.
about
That's right.
don't post that you're on vacation at your home.
Right,
Don't post
right.
pictures of you on the cruise. Because
Yes.
then now people in your neighborhood know that you're not home. Same thing
Should
with
be
sex
so.
trafficking and our women disappearing. Stop telling people where you
Right,
going,
right.
where you gonna be at. We understand some of us are really sick. There are some really sick people
Yes.
in the world.
Yes.
And so that you have people who they are on Facebook
It's
for
for that.
creating
Yes,
these dummy
yes.
accounts, adding all different type of women
Yes.
just to track them.
See, to me, this should be a time when snitching should be okay. Because somebody's cousin, uncle, or whatever knows what somebody's doing.
Right.
You
And
know
that's the
that.
thing that's been happening right now. They've been actually finding a lot of people that have been a part of these sex rings, these human trafficking things. And, you know, it seems that right now they're taking it more serious because of the rates, but we're not seeing it happen enough.
Now,
with
is it
our
because
people.
of the rates, or is it because it is now being in our face? Because that's one of the things. How long have
Has
our
this been
people
right?
Well,
been
to
getting
be
kidnapped,
right,
been
right.
taken out the streets? Is it
Right.
only
Yeah.
because Facebook now exists and people are now posting
Right.
about it or recording a video? How
Oh, yeah.
often do phone calls go to the police? Oh, my child is
yeah.
missing.
Oh, yeah.
How many cases, if we go to the police station right now, go back 50 years, they
I
got
bet
missing
got many
cases.
Right.
Because
That-
they don't investigate.
They don't never
Right.
go into
They won't
them. They don't
investigate.
never look
Yeah.
into them.
That's right.
When will we know what's happening in our community?
Right.
We cannot be blind to the fact that this has been continually happening in
Yes,
our communities.
absolutely.
Forever. When are we going to stand up and do something about it? When are we
Right.
going to change it? You mentioned
We
women
got
should
to.
not be walking out at certain
Oh my
times.
gosh, I'm telling you, I've
When people go to
driven and I've
events,
seen it.
you have to walk. If it's a man, the man literally has to make sure that woman is safe. And even for the man's safety sometimes, because again, man
Yes.
get kidnapped.
Yes.
'Cause we have some of the best organs. They understand that we
Yeah.
jump higher and move faster and live longer.
But I think women and children are being missing much more than just the men.
Right,
There might be
absolutely.
some
I mean,
men,
and
but at this point, out of that 62,000, it's mostly children and women.
I just don't want to ignore the fact
It's
that,
some
that
men.
men
Yeah.
can get killed and kidnapped
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
their
Right,
organs
and their
can
organs
get taken.
taken,
They
yes.
can get sex
Most
trafficked as well.
most times with the men, it's dealing with the gun violence. You know, sometimes some of these people, I don't
oh
want to name
yes,
no
and
names
that's
right
an
now,
alarming rate.
but they have it set up where certain people get shot of certain ages and whatnot. And they have it set up that when that child makes it to the hospital, they know exactly what organs they're going to get from that child.
Oh man.
That's just organ trafficking on another level. But it's
Yeah.
but those are still missing people. Nevertheless, if a
But
brother,
the hospital ain't missing
but
them.
if the hospital knows that they're missing, how often do the parents get notified that their child is in the hospital? A parent might not find out for weeks that child, they can go to the police don't know any information, they're John Doe put into the hospital, they've been a John Doe for the longest.
So about right, if it's a person under the age of 17, they supposed to call somebody.
Yeah, they absolutely
I
are.
mean, if they don't have any IDs or
And that does happen, you're right.
And nowadays,
that's a parent's responsibility.
and that's what I was gonna say. What I'm seeing is a lot of young parents, not even necessarily really young anymore. Parents are kind of letting their kids do what they want to do. That's just my opinion. I see too many kids doing what they want to do. I see too many young girls with makeup like they're grown women. I see too many young girls on social media with little crop tops in there. And I'm not saying that because they wear this, somebody ought to get them, but we know that happens.
Yeah.
We know that if you flaunt stuff, we got men who are already looking for something.
Yeah,
You
so
gonna show
the
them
best
who
thing
you
to
know.
do is to be careful and to make sure that you present yourself in a better way. But that's, of course, like you said, not the only thing.
Yeah.
They're parents.
It's the parents, but it's not the
Yeah.
only thing and the only reason why. We know
We
that.
got to become a community again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
so if the parent
That's
is
the
not
thing.
doing their job,
Community
we're
is
there
key.
to help. Yeah.
And we got to make an active move on that. In other
Yes.
words, it's gotta, you can't keep talking about it.
No, you
know,
gotta
that's
be
all
about
we're
it.
doing.
You gotta do
For
it.
everything that we should be doing ourselves, we're making jobs for somebody else to do. Even that safe passage thing, we supposed to do it.
Oh
The
yeah.
parents are supposed to do it if they're at home.
Yes.
But no, we not. We want somebody else to do it and stand there in some outfit and watch our kids.
No.
They can't jump in the fight. They can't
But
call
I have
nobody.
hope.
They ain't got no walkie-talkies or
Right.
nothing. So what are they there for?
They just standing there.
Oh,
Right. They don't
You
have
see what I'm
walkie-talkies.
saying? No.
That's ridiculous. But
They're
I have
not
hope
supposed
that
to
right
get
now.
involved.
Oh wow.
So what they there for? Yeah, they doing exactly what their name is. Watch.
I have hope. I have
Maybe
hope
we'll
that in
watch.
these times a lot of people are waking up because, as the saying says, survival of the fittest. But it was
That's
another
basically
statement
what
that I
it's about.
wanted to say. It's also
About survival of the
that it's a life and death situation. So we have to make sure that we go ahead and focus on that.
I guess we can give safe passage
Of what?
I mean, at least somebody's out there watching. If there's no. If there's
Predators do
nobody,
that. Predators watch.
but if there's
What's the difference?
if there was nobody
same
watching
thing
these
the
kids
predators
cross the street, no, they don't do the same
Predators
things
watch
as the
kids walk
predators
across the
though.
street. Pedophiles watch kids
No,
go
no,
across the street.
pedophiles touch
They
kids.
watch them go
Pedophiles
across the
touch
street.
kids.
Speaking of pedophiles, we're gonna go to break. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna go take a break, and we'll be right back, you all.
Do you wish you had more energy, more focus, and more control of your appetite? At Total Life Changes, we have a product that provides a boost in energy and focus to help you do more of what you love throughout the entire day. What is this remarkable product? NRG. So what will I feel, you ask? Taking just one NRG capsule in the morning or early afternoon, and you'll feel a boost of energy and attitude, improved mental clarity and memory, a decrease in appetite to support weight management. NRG contains 14 all-natural ingredients that provide your body with benefits you'll really feel. This unique thermogenic fat burner is powered by Advantra Z, a bitter orange extract that suppresses appetite, accelerates fat loss, and has been used safely for over 20 years. Some additional key ingredients include beta-phenethylamine and vanadium to improve athletic performance, speed weight loss, improve overall mood, and increase the attention span. 5-hydroxytryptophan, known as 5-HTP, increases the production of serotonin, which has been known to play an important role in treating depression, insomnia, and obesity. Green tea extract affects thinking and alertness, increases urine output, and may improve the function of the brain's chemical messengers. So what are you waiting for? Give NRG a try today to naturally suppress your appetite and boost your daily routine with the energy and focus you deserve.
Welcome back to the Black View. I'm your host, Sherry Soul, and you remember this is Minister Taharka Shakur, Brenda Robinson, and the legendary sax preacher. So you all, we're going to continue to build on these subjects. They're very touchy. A lot of you all, this is affecting you in your own homes. And I just want you to know that the opinions and views of us all are our own opinions and views. And we don't mean to affect anyone. And just hope that you are able to vibe with us on our conversation. So I did want to talk a little bit about the role of the black man in the home. Yes. So
What do you think his role is?
I believe his role is very important. The black man in a home he is like the rock. You know, the mother, as they say, is the rock, but he's like he's the strength, he's the discipline. He's the man that teaches the daughter that you are worthy. You know, you're more worthy than some men might make you feel. Teaches the son how to be a man, how to, groom him to be a gentleman, if he is a gentleman. But the reality is there's a lot of pain in our communities. And, they say nothing from nothing leaves nothing. It's not that people are nothing. It's just what type of root does people have in their soul that is something that they could pass on to others.
It's mostly single families.
It's a lot of single families. And single families raising more single families.
Absolutely.
Because that's what they've recognized and they haven't seen
Mine
healthy
was
relationships.
single family. My mother raised us.
Yeah.
And I don't know, anybody here, mother and father together raised them?
For the first.
Your mother and father raised
Yeah,
them?
my mother and father separated when I was 19 years old.
Oh, you was a teenager, okay.
Yeah,
So that's
so, yeah.
your childhood years were all with your family. So would you say there's a difference in your upbringing than persons that you might know that was raised up single family like?
No, I
no
am
difference?
so totally the wrong one because even though my father was there, my father to me, and I was a little girl and I used to say, oh, so why are they together?
Oh, yeah.
So my dad worked. He was a good guy. He worked every day, went to work on time. I had 3 brothers. I don't think he talked to them much, gave them much.
But he disciplined them, didn't
he? He did discipline us because I remember when my mom would tell him to get me for something I did, I used to think in my head, why she telling him? Because he don't even talk to us, So, no, I don't feel too different from people. I knew people down the street on my block when I was younger that their father was there, and I used to think, oh man, they're there. You don't know what goes on inside their homes, so I don't know if their dad was a real dad to them, and I just grew up wishing that my dad had been a dad. I wished he had told me about boys and kept me from or said some things to me to make me feel. I wish he had done that. I mean, I'm 59 years old. I still wish he had done that.
Yeah, and that's a reality.
Terrible.
Yeah, exactly what she's saying. That's a reality for many people, no matter what age. You always need your parents. And some people might argue that and they have a little resentment. They're like, oh, forget this man or this woman that they don't proclaim to be their parent because it was never there for them, without taking into full consideration what their parent might have been through,
Right.
or what they didn't experience. And it's understandable because you can't help but be who you are and be in your own feelings, be in your own self. And so we can't go back in time and go into people's life unless they share that with us. And even then, it's still hard as a parent.
I think there are some old school understandings that has to be reestablished in our world.
Okay.
Such as, I remember a lot of times, I wasn't raised by a father at all, but some of my friends, I used to wonder why this guy, him, his sisters and brothers, when I go visit them, the father had a room and the mother had a room, but yet they were raising the children. So in other words, there was some sort of commitment to the children and them growing up instead of being selfish and then splitting up.
That's interesting.
I like that.
I've seen that.
I like
So,
that question was
so
mentioned
we
on
got to
the
go
base
back to
station.
that type of a commitment.
yeah.
Say,
Yes.
okay, if we're going to have some children, we're going to have to stay together till they're at least 19.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
co-parent the heck out of their
You
child.
see what I'm saying? And so
Co-parent.
millennials need to know kind of some things like that.
Yeah.
And then you got to look at the sanctity of marriage again. Because if you ain't thinking marriage no more, then you're going to have a child over here, and one over there, and one down
And
the
you
street.
can't be a dad in every home.
No,
you can't be
it's
there.
going to split itself up.
Right.
And I do know some of our welfare pimps or some late pimps that go from house to house around the 1st and the 15th.
And that's terrible.
But that ain't right.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we got to go back into the old school understanding. Some of that stuff worked, and they were
Yeah.
doing it for a reason. I didn't understand it at first till I got married, and then I hope they don't get out and my wife see that. But anyway, no, what I mean when I say till I got married, I mean sometimes you might be in a situation where you say, well, I'm not gonna sleep in this bed. I'm gonna get my room. I'm gonna be in the basement. I'm gonna stay in the man cave now, But yet still, you don't leave the house.
Yeah.
You still raise the children.
Absolutely.
That's my point. The point is you
And I
still
believe in
raise
that
your
wholeheartedly.
children.
Because you have
That's all
to,
I'm saying.
so the black man does have to understand his role. A lot of black men don't feel like they are as important, and that's very important. Sisters, what are you doing to make him feel as important? You have to be careful about emasculating. I'm not
And I
blaming
agree.
in case you're going through
Sometimes,
anything in your home, personal home. I'm not saying that that's what you're going through. But for those of you that need to hear that, are you emasculating him? Are you
Yes,
giving
yeah.
him way too much that he can't handle? So you have to know that, he has a fight in the world.
Yes.
And then when he comes home, he doesn't want to fight.
That's right.
He wants his home to be peace.
Confident.
And it's not just about him, it's also about you. But again, women, we set the tone too.
There you go.
You have to know your
Hey.
power. And again, people won't do
Tell it.
what you don't let them do,
That's right.
And that has to do with how you are. You attract what you are.
And
just wanna
I
mention
know
that.
some guys ain't responsible because I also know a guy who, every time he get in a relationship, the moment that woman starts saying, look, you've been here a minute now, you need to kind of pay a little rent, or you need to empty the garbage and wash the dishes, then the next minute they ain't coming back now.
Oh, no.
They don't own their responsibility.
Come on.
I counsel-
where did he get that
a
from?
lot- I
Was he
counsel-
a single? Was he raised by a single mom?
He
or-
didn't have to get it from there. He could have got it from his peers.
Right.
No, I think the point she was making was he used to being taken care of by a woman. Because we can get used to something like that where your mother is going to take care of you no matter what.
Yeah, mama
so he
stop
found
babying your
his mother
sons.
and another woman
Right.
who then was like,
Yeah.
she just gonna take care of everything.
That's true.
Is that the
That's
norm?
true.
Especially when they see mama did that.
Yes.
Mama
And I'm
did that
glad
all
you
the time.
mentioned
Because
that.
that's what the single mother, the single mother epidemic does to men. It gets them super dependent
Yes.
on women, where they
Yes.
have no way. My mama did this for me. She was always there for this.
Yeah.
I need a woman to be my rock.
Right,
Like how you
right.
said, it's not supposed to be the other
Be the other way
way
Yes.
around. But no, men are now seeking. I was having a conversation with my Aunt Bernice, and she was like, you ain't gonna get a wife. I said, maybe I'm not gonna get a good wife the way I'm acting, but I can get a good for nothing wife who will take care of me.
A good for nothing's
Because
always there, huh?
they
Ready to be
ready to take care of me.
Said something
That's
about,
true.
about the
That is
rock
true.
being in the house.
Yeah.
I raised 5 children.
Oh, yes.
And
Beautiful.
I really recognized what you were saying one time. I was coming home one day, I was coming up the stairs, and you could hear the kids running to the door, right? And I'm like, wow, it's that deep. It ain't about he coming with money. It
Right.
ain't about this, it's just he's coming
coming
in
home.
the house. And as long
He's
as my
coming
presence
home.
wasn't there, they didn't
Yeah.
feel protected in the house.
Absolutely.
But when I got in the house, it was like just being there is a form of protection in their mind. That, so the man got to know how he's viewed
Yes.
in the house, in his role. Then the woman need to have that role defined for her,
Right.
and her role defined for him.
Absolutely.
Today, it's got to be a lot of teaching going on because ain't nobody teaching it in the household.
Tell me about it.
Nobody.
And
It's
I wanna-
almost every man for himself in the household.
Right, right.
The woman looking
Yeah.
for the love she ain't getting from the father, so she out there in the club somewhere.
Yeah.
And then he waiting with his fist when she come in. And then, I see it. See,
All
what I'm
types of
saying is, I've
scenarios.
seen so many scenarios I could talk forever.
Yes.
But
yes.
where's that solution?
Where's the
You
solution?
see?
I did want to build on something that Brother Taharka said. Oh my gosh. When it comes to mothers and your sons, mothers, give your sons love, but do not make your son your husband, and do not baby your
Breadwinner
son.
and all that,
Okay?
yeah.
So that is something that, of course, needs to be something that we find more balance on as mothers, because I do feel like there's a lot of men, young men, that they fail to realize that that mother is their first love. She's the first woman to teach them how to respect a woman. So when we don't have enough men that are giving off that respect that we feel women deserve, even when women aren't quite respecting themselves all the way, as they should, we have to know the sacred aspect of respect. When you have that, you are still able to give respect to someone that might need to learn how to respect themselves. It's just something that we can grow, and that's a part of self-mastery. You know, it's just something to consider. But mothers, just balance that out, because you're not the father.
Men look for mothers, right? That's why they be in the crib, and that's why they call their wife baby.
Oh yes, yeah.
Or mama.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah, that's true. And
in
they
the
call it the
crib.
crib. And they call it the crib. That's a baby
You
crib.
got a little problem.
Yeah, important to think about. Very important to think
Nah,
about.
my friend, that's how they communicate with each other. They call each other mom and daddy. I said, that don't make no sense. And the reason I was wondering, and I'm not gonna mention them, but when they watch this, they know what I'm talking about. I've always wondered, they saying that because they want the children to always refer to them as mama and daddy. They're doing it for that reason. Or do they see, or does he see her as his mama? And do she see
I don't think so.
I don't know.
First,
That's
because that's supposed to be instilled when they in the cradle.
Yeah,
growing
it
up.
absolutely
The
is.
first time your child call you by your first name, you supposed to correct them right then.
Yeah.
As a baby.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
as no 8 and 9-year-old.
Right.
Well,
That's
they're
where
not
it's
8 or 9, but
And that's where the father comes
they're
in.
not 8 or 9.
You don't let
Because the
them.
father, all he has to do is just say, I have a daughter, I have a small daughter,
And I know families.
I would tell her all the time to stop doing something, but as soon as her dad says, stop doing it, she will stop immediately. Yeah, it's that power, that energy.
Yeah, I go to houses and I hear them say, whatever her first name is, and then call the father by his first name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
That's
didn't
That
allow
ain't,
that in my
I've
house.
heard that, and it's not.
I was daddy.
Oh yeah.
That's what they call me, not no
Well, some kids don't call their daddies daddy because of things they've seen in the home, and then they just don't respect them, period. There's so many kids that say, I don't call them anything.
daddy. That's
Yeah.
because it
And
wasn't
that's what's really
instilled in them though. It wasn't instilled in
And
them.
what's really sad, and we have to mention, is how the alarming rate of brothers that are incarcerated.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's absolutely
Absolutely.
ridiculous, and that's what I wanted to definitely do. So we'll be right back with more. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Black View. So, just before the break, we were building on the black male role in the family. And I did want to mention a little bit more about the incarceration and how much that is in an alarming rate. And a lot of you know somebody that's incarcerated, or your father has been a brother, or it still is, and it's at an alarming rate. It's really sad, and it's something that I personally know has affected me in my life, not from a father or brother, but from people that I've known and been very close to. And I've had an understanding that some of these people, it's easy for people to say, oh, you deserve it, or that person deserves it, because I think that the black male, some people almost expect that black man to be violent, to be ignorant, or to be somebody that deserves to be in jail as soon as they hear it. You know, it's a headline comes on, and you know, immediately people are like, well, what did he do? Rather than, well, is he innocent? You know, and that's not something that we consider, because we have to be careful about our own views of our own people. We start to believe our own people are hooligans because we look around and we see certain things that are happening through concentrated environments. There are things that are put into our communities that are the result of what we see today. So that's something that we don't build enough on, and it's not fair. It is not fair. So before we build on this next topic, I did want to mention how much I feel that the unfairness of our black men in the criminal justice system is also something that we have to talk about. And I want to know how anybody else has been affected by this.
Yeah,
Or what your perspective is on that subject.
I truly believe it's unfair. You know, America has the most people incarcerated in the whole world. We have over 2 million people incarcerated in these jails. And out of the 2 million, about 90% of them are us, black men and women. I know a lot of people that are in jail that's on false trumped up charges. I know some that really did what they did, you know. I believe though, personally, black-wise, that it's a conspiracy. You know, to have that many of us in jail. Most times when we put in jail, we're in jail during the years of our puberty.
Right.
So I think underlining it's a thing where they're dealing with the what would I call it? Population reduction.
Right, right.
If you're gonna put them in there during puberty time, how are they gonna reproduce?
Right.
Won't happen. And so I believe that's by design. Driving while black. Come on, that shouldn't even be a topic called driving while black. You know, I mean.
No, and then you see in the headlines, teen opposed to thug.
Yeah,
You know, then you got a Caucasian or white person that shoots up a place as a teen that does this.
Yeah, and if a black person do it as a man,
thug.
or a thug, you know. So,
and that's something that's deliberate. Like you can look at headlines.
This is not a criminal justice system. It's a just us criminal system. To us only. That's what I see. And again, I think that we need to come together and patrol our own communities. Get to spots and places before the police do, and handle some situations ourselves. We need to go and talk to the people at the CAPS meetings, the police officers and all, and let them know that we, men first, are going to patrol our own neighborhoods, are going to address situations in our own neighborhoods. We got an organization called the Original Men in Black. That's something that we do. We stay under the radar though, so you don't know much about us. When the police and cameras come, we're not seen. When they leave, then we show up. And it needs to expand. It shouldn't just be in the little area where we are, which is basically Inglewood. It needs to be all over the city, and it needs to be also duplicated throughout the United States. We got to stop being reactive. We got to be proactive.
Oh, yes.
You know, if we wait all the time till we react to something, all the person got to do is throw another rock over there. We stop and we run over there. Then they throw it over there and we run over there. We got to stop that. It's terrible.
So the original
conditions in jail is crazy. Go ahead.
What is it? The original men in black.
Original Men in Black. Yes.
Okay, you said that when the police are there, you guys are.
We watch the police.
You watch the police.
Absolutely.
So are you saying you don't want to be in conjunction with the police? You don't want the police to know what you guys are there for? The police don't know of the original Men in Black?
When we go to CAPS meetings, we let them know who we are.
Okay, so they do know who you are.
Yes, but what we're saying is, if they're driving by and they see us handling the situation, keep going. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
Now,
And
if we
I
call
like
them,
that. That's kind of a
then they
good
come.
solution, because there is also so much talk about how many cops shoot people
Yeah.
before they really find out
Absolutely.
what the situation is.
Absolutely.
Somebody's pulling out their ID and then they get shot. And then recently I just seen a video of a cop slamming a
Yes,
guy's head
on 79. Yep.
on 79th and
Absolutely.
Cottage. And you know, some people of course say, oh, he was talking back to the cop, he spat in his face, which that doesn't show in the video. Whatever it may be, it still was uncalled for. And I don't know if it's adrenaline. I personally don't want to speak on the matter, because I feel like right now, you know, that's probably one of the biggest gangs right now. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. It says, of no offense, I do have law enforcement in my family. Nevertheless, we have to talk about those people that are not about the help.
See,
You know, all the way, you know, and it's something that I'm sure many people would want me to mention.
That
That
policeman,
everybody's not a good police officer.
that particular
Yeah.
policeman need to be in a sensitivity class. And
A lot of
these
them
police
do.
officers, they have to have college degrees, so they ain't on the street. So they don't know nothing about the street when they get out and get put straight on the street.
Yeah,
Now they
and you
dealing
gotta
with
have people
somebody
that know
on
about
the
the street.
That's right. So they need
Yeah.
sensitivity training. I said, look, if somebody spit in your face, you ain't supposed to call a phone. Now the citizen probably would, but you're a police
Yeah.
officer.
Exactly. You have a code of
You know.
conduct.
Yeah.
So we would hope.
You supposed to.
So we would hope.
But if you gonna act
know,
like the average citizen, then you don't need your badge.
But we're talking about a police system that serves and protects property.
That's about it.
Property.
First.
Property, that's it.
First
I
and
agree.
foremost.
100%.
And that has never been
That's right.
taken out of the Constitution
That
that black people
are
are still
property.
products.
Yes.
We're still
Of a
property.
human being.
We're no longer we've never been considered anything more than a cattle.
Yes.
Sheep. They
Tell me
care about
it.
animals
They just tolerate
more
us.
than us.
Now who is they?
Who is they?
Moving along.
No, because we're called the Black View.
Yes, the black
Reason.
people. So let's tell what our opposition is then.
The main opposition when we're talking about the Just Us system is the fraternal order of police and
Okay.
what they have
90%
going.
white men.
90% white men. They keep
Yeah,
us
yeah.
out of it. They control what happens in our communities, what police officer comes in our communities.
National Rifle
The
Association.
NRA, what they
That's
do.
right.
I was looking at something and it was
90%
interesting. It was brought up in a video. Isn't it funny that when the Black Panthers were walking around with guns, they wanted to tighten up on laws
Right.
when we was patrolling our neighborhoods.
That's right.
So, for instance,
Yes, keeping them safe.
keeping themselves safe when we were
Keeping them
never,
safe.
we have never. It is not shown in history of black people being in America that we have ever been a threat
Yes.
past the unknown gun to
Yes.
the white man.
No.
Yes, and
Yeah.
for those of you who are not clear,
We have it.
I would mention again that a lot of things are by design. So a lot of the representations that you see of us in media, a lot of the things that are being represented in the news, which I call the Northeast, West, South, you have to understand that again, you know, a lot of people don't know black people past that. And we have to know that, of course, yes, in every race, there's people that are criminals and there's people that are murderers and
Yeah.
there's people that are drug addicts and you name it. But again, where did it all come from? What's the root of that? What is the root of these things? And there's not enough of that being considered when we consider why these things are happening within our families, why these things are happening in our communities and in our country. And it's really important that we understand that the attack on those that choose to speak up about that is merely because of how much that would affect your perspective. If you understood, you would be able to emancipate yourself from that rock that you feel is on you, and you're able to do more things and be more of a beacon in your community, more of a person that's able to help the infrastructure of your family and yourself. So yes.
I feel that it went right back around. I mean, I hate that, you know, the statistics about us, you know, when you say like I'm glad that you guys are into knowing what's in the Constitution about the property and all that. You know, to enlighten me. But hear this. What do you think the young brothers do when they hear this? When they hear that we are still thought of as property, what do you think changes in them? Who do you think is coming into our homes and our communities, breaking into our homes, robbing us on the streets? Who do you think is doing that?
I think it's Hispanics with black masks.
No, that's a serious.
I mean, that could be.
No, that's a serious
Truth
thing.
be
That
told,
could be,
there are
but
blackface going on.
You know that
but
there's a lot of black people
But that's
coming
what
into
I-
our homes and doing.
But I want to build
a
on
lot
what
of
you were
it.
saying, sister. Yeah,
A lot
you're
of
right.
that stuff being blamed on
I
us.
definitely want to build on what
Because
she was
they're
saying
trying
and
to get
connect
us
to
put
that.
out the community so they can come in.
Check this out. My daughter was driving down the street. This is the thing that's happening now. This been for a while. A lot of young black boys standing in the streets. They just stand in the streets.
That's a fact.
We drive down the street, women in cars, no respect. They don't move, they don't pull over. There can be a blank parking, empty parking space. They don't pull over, they stand in the street. My daughter's going home. She's 2 blocks away. She's going south on the street and these guys are just parked there.
Yeah.
So
That happens. I know what you're
women are scared to blow their horns.
saying. Right.
Yeah.
Because you blow your horn, they curse you out. These not Hispanics.
Man, that's
Then
a
again,
good point.
but
These
you know,
are black boys.
That's an absolute good point. And what you
What do we do,
different.
though?
That's different
What do
than
we
when
do,
you said
though?
people breaking in people's house.
Right.
So I was responding to people breaking in your house.
And it's not
Now,
all,
the other
but it's not
scenario
all, but
that
it's,
you just bought is a different scenario, where you're on the streets and they blocking the streets and you're scared to blow your horn. I understand that those are our children.
yeah, absolutely.
And we can't talk to them.
But
we
but
can't
see,
talk to them, though.
What she represents.
I
They
don't
don't
agree with
listen.
that. No, I don't agree with that.
No. That's what I was about to
don't
say.
agree with that.
Because I was going to say what you represent,
Yeah.
sister, is the frustration that a lot of women feel about not being able to communicate with brothers, or feeling like, they're scared. They're scared to get past and bump the horn because how would they react? With not knowing that, sometimes fear could be that actual barrier. If she were to decide that she wanted to come out of the window and be like, excuse me.
She did.
hey,
My
guys,
daughter did do that.
I do understand that, and you know what, sister, in all respect for that situation, definitely there are a lot of ignorant people out here, again, as I mentioned earlier, in every race, creed, and color. The reason why I have to mention that is because it hurts us more when we see it in our own people. Because we
it
feel
does.
like it should be something we should be able to get past, we should be able to communicate to each other. But again, not enough patience still has been given to that process. There's a process in that.
I give a good
that
example.
and everybody's not gonna get with it. So I get where your frustration.
There's a good example of that. So 79th and Cottage Grove is known as one of the most crime-ridden areas. You go side streets from 79th and Cottage, a lot of murders have happened on that corner. A few months ago, we did an event called Sage Our City. And one of the most impactful moments for me was when we walked past a group of brothers that's typically selling drugs and doing stuff in front of Pacific barbershop, not to criminalize anybody, but in front of a Pacific barbershop. We walked past and we just was spreading peace and love, and said that they said, what took y'all so long? Right. So to your point, it is not so much that we can't talk to them, it is that we're not talking to them.
Okay,
We're not taking
you
the
let me
time.
finish, because let me tell you, I talk to them, and that's what's bothering me. That's why I'm so frustrated. Like my daughter was half scared to say anything, but her mama, she know her mama gonna say
Okay,
something.
how
And my
did you
neighbor-
talk to them?
That's
Oh, I
exactly
didn't
what I
talk to
was
them
asking.
that day. My daughter had that situation. What I'm saying is that I do talk to them. I am the one that put a lemonade stand on the corner to let people know to stop the violence.
With that being said, you all, man, that is a sensitive subject. Yes, a lot of us go through things with communication, but we're gonna build on this more after the break. Keep watching. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, here's my brief review of the IASO T Lose 5 Pounds in 5 Days Challenge. Question, did I lose 5 pounds in 5 days? Yes. But even more than that, I had mental clarity. I was able to put down my Ambien prescription medication, as well as my anxiety medication that has also been prescribed. The detox was phenomenal. I did lose the 5 pounds, plus I lost 11 overall inches, to include my bust area, waist area, hips, thighs, and calves.
Feet on the ground, beautiful and burned. My heart seems fast, fatigue seems faster. I know the future couldn't dream of till now, but it tastes just like yesterday. Come down and sweep over my bed, sweet Zainab, broken hearted. Come down and sweep over my bed, sweet Zainab, broken hearted. So I might be still, I might be, I might be still. So I might be still.
If you have not heard of the IASO tea, it's brought to you by Total Life Changes. It comes in this pack right here. There are a lot of frauds out there. This is the authentic product. It has 9 powerful edible plant herbs in it. No fillers, no stimulants, no caffeine, no junk. It is the real deal.
Wish you had more energy, more focus, and more control of your appetite? At Total Life Changes, we have a product that provides a boost in energy and focus to help you do more of what you love throughout the entire day. What is this remarkable product? NRG. So what will I feel, you ask? Taking just one NRG capsule in the morning or early afternoon, and you'll feel a boost of energy and attitude, improved mental clarity and memory, a decrease in appetite to support weight management. NRG contains 14 all-natural ingredients that provide your body with benefits you'll really feel. This unique thermogenic fat burner is powered by Advantra Z, a bitter orange extract that suppresses appetite, accelerates fat loss, and has been used safely for over 20 years. Some additional key ingredients include beta-phenethylamine and vanadium to improve athletic performance, speed weight loss, improve overall mood, and increase the attention span. 5-hydroxytryptophan, known as 5-HTP, increases the production of serotonin, which has been known to play an important role in treating depression, insomnia, and obesity. Green tea extract affects thinking and alertness, increases urine output, and may improve the function of the brain's chemical messengers. So what are you waiting for? Give NRG a try today to naturally suppress your appetite and boost your daily routine with the energy and focus you deserve.
Peace and love, everyone, and welcome back. This is our final view. We have to remember to preserve and protect ourselves, our children, our women, our men. We have to remember the roles of the male and the female and the children in the family. We have to remember that they are our first heroes, our teachers, our loves, and without that, we lack those things. We are all we got, and with unity, we have the power to change the communities. Well, that's our time, everyone. I'm Sherry So. This is Minister Tahaka Shakur, Brenda Robinson, and the legendary sax preacher. And we are the Black People. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And I hope to see you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.
Yes, I am.
He's the producer.
I'm the producer. I can do that. I want some spontaneous response.
Yeah, he's the producer. That's what they do.
Spontaneous response.
Everything else is nice.
I know.
I ain't gonna have to say it.
Every folks don't get along with it. Some people got like strong minds and y'all know this. Like, they do it.
What do you prefer? Okay, then that's something to say.
This can't be, man. What? You know what this is? What is it, Buddha? It's the book of life. Book of life. In the beginning, when man arrived on Earth, the black gods did leave their spacecraft, and they walked and they named the beast of the sea and the animals of the land.
Heavens.
And man in his blackness did walk the earth, making medicine.
Medicine?
Then discovered type. These were all black people got down. Wait a minute. There ain't nothing in here about whitey. This is ours, Jack. Wait till the brothers hear this.
Buna.
I'm gonna get this book out of here, baby. This tells the real tea. Check this out.
Control yourself, don't you see?
What you mean, Jack? Look at this here. Black people started the music and the brain surgery back in the year 3 BC.
Yes, of course, Buna.
Man, they was getting down. This is it, brother.
Yes,
Everybody gonna know about this. This book, we can change the history. Civilization will be changed.
By all means.
Yeah, this is gonna be it.
Get the bulldozers, there's nothing here.
But.
Shut up! Good heavens, time for tea, eh?
What?